Morning. Been a while since I've done a video. Generally been taking a little bit of time off social media, as I think I might have mentioned in a blog at some point in the past. Also got some family visiting, so focusing on getting some quality time with them. But it's off the back of this time with family that a couple of things have just prompted me to say certain things that I want to get off my chest and hopefully help some other people. And today, it's self-agency. So self-agency is the belief that you have the power, the innate ability to change your circumstances and make a difference in your life. Now, this can just fall into one of those motivational posters with a mountain and some eagle flown over the top saying, desire, reach the peak and you will achieve your dreams, or something along those lines. Yeah, that's a little bit cheesy, bit fromage, totally understand. However, there is truth in it. I have people that I love dearly in my family and friends of mine, and I've even been in this category myself, where life throws you a massive curveball. You might have horrendous circumstances. You may fall foul of other people's physical abuse, emotional abuse, abuse in the workplace. You could just have a really hard time. You could lose your job. Your health could be in a bad way, and it really affects you. And it's not that that's bad or good. In fact, actually, it clearly is bad. But it's then what we do with that counts, because there's a process that we need to go through. I was thinking recently about PMA versus PMS. Now, bear with me because I obviously have never had PMS. But PMS being premenstrual syndrome or stress. The idea that your body is doing something to you that you need to, basically can cause reactions in you that you might not like. You might be a little bit moody, you might be tired, you might be irrational. To say to someone, just be happy when they're going through that really doesn't necessarily help, because there's a process that they need to work through. Their body is creating something or is going through a certain process that they just need to see through and come out the other end. It does help to have that perspective and know why they're feeling the way they're feeling. And I would use that analogy to basically look at certain circumstances in our lives. So it's not enough to just say, just be happy. I remember when a friend of mine was very depressed, and because I'm a fixer and I really want to help people, she was coming to me with her problems, and I was saying, well, do this and do this and do this and do this. She was saying, yeah, no, and yeah, no, and yeah, no. And I just walked away feeling, oh, gosh, do something, like make a decision. But it's not that easy when you have depression, because it's a condition, it's an illness of the mind. And sometimes it's a process you need to work through. Maybe you need medication, maybe you need counseling. But at the end of that, or even within that, there is a place for choices. Whatever happens to us, we have an opportunity to decide what we do with that. Yes, hurt. Yes, grieve. Yes, get angry. Get all of that out of your system. There's no point just, if something bad happens, just keeping it all bottled down, being like, life is absolutely fine, and skipping through it. Life isn't Disney. I'd love it if it was. I'd love little Tweety birds about my head. Sometimes I kind of imagine that there is. But the fact of the matter is, you can't just tell yourself to be happy. You have to let these emotions out, vent, speak to a friend, get it off your chest, go through the process that you need to go through, but don't let that process define you. This too shall pass is a phrase that we hear from the Bible all the time. It's a really good scripture in 1 Corinthians 13, and it's always read out at weddings. It says that love never gives up. Love doesn't keep a record of wrongs. Love always trusts, always perseveres. There's hope in that, and I love it. And we read it at weddings because we talk about that commitment that two people are making to each other, and how when life happens, when the storms of life hit them, they're going to choose hope, they're going to choose faith, they're going to choose to believe that the other person has their best interests at heart, and know that whatever it is that they're going through with each other, they can move forward. And it's the same with you. You have the innate ability to change your world. Even if you made one decision today that would make a positive impact on the situation that you see around you, what would that be? Is it just to go for a little walk? You don't need to do a hike. Is it to perhaps say something comforting to your partner? You don't need to kiss them all over the face and, kiss their feet and bow down at them and say, you are the best thing that's ever happened to me. Maybe that's what you want to do. And that's fine. That's your relationship. That's totally fine. I love a bit of gushing. But make one decision today that could change your circumstances, because you'd be surprised how much of an impact that makes. One decision today, another decision tomorrow, another decision the next day. Focus maybe on 7 core habits, 7 key decisions that you want to make every week for the next 4 to 6 weeks, and see if that makes a difference to the situation that you're in. Don't fall foul of victim mentality. Don't fall foul of wanting to point the finger at everybody else and feel as though you're hard done by and the world has dealt you a rough card. You know what? Maybe it has. Life really is hard at times, but we can't afford to sit in that seat because we will forever be passive. We will forever feel as though things are done to us and we'll never have the agency to move forward in a positive way. It does fall into decisions. We had some really bad news from back home recently, and it put a lot of things in perspective for our family in terms of making sure that you're making the right decisions at the right time. Get good people around you. Dare to believe that the future is positive and that you have the ability to change the world around you. You are incredibly powerful, incredibly talented, incredibly gifted, and I love you. Hope this makes sense. Hope this helps you, and I'm sure I'll be in touch soon with a couple of other thoughts. So self-agency, you got it all. Take it easy.